Hello and welcome back to The Give and Go. I'm your co-host Reynoso with my boy
Soltero. What's up, guys?
And we're here to do another deep dive. We ain't stopping these, folks. This is for the next month. Please, if you're watching us for the first time, make sure to comment, like, but most importantly, subscribe, because we will be releasing deep dives on every team for the World Cup leading up to the tournament. And this time around, we're doing Morocco.
Oh, yeah? Okay,
Yeah.
let's go. Let's
do Morocco, man.
It.
Let's talk about Morocco. Morocco has been heavily involved in the World Cup in their history in this tournament. They were in the 1970 World Cup, 1986, 94, 98, and then 2018. Just once, though, did they make it out of the group stage, which was actually in 1986. They had a round of 16 exit. More notably for us would be in 2018 when they lost out in the group with Iran, Portugal, and Spain. But I remember watching that and actually being somewhat not impressed, but I thought they played respectably, man. They played respectably. And if results had gone right, they could have actually done something really special, man. That game against Iran, they conceded an own goal in like the last minute of the game.
Yeah.
The game against Portugal, they conceded in the first 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. That Moroccan team had something to them, man. They had something to it. I just want to put that out there because they gained my respect that tournament regardless. They're back here now in 2022 after going undefeated in the World Cup qualifiers, defeating DR Congo in the African playoff system with a scoreline of 5-2. That second game, I remember, was a standout.
Yes, yeah.
They annihilated Congo, winning 4-1. They also had a quarterfinal exit in the AFCON tournament as well, where they lost out to Egypt and I believe extra time, no? So that's how Morocco's looking heading into the tournament. But most notably, I just went on that whole spiel to get to this point. They fired the head coach, Hakimi Ziyech, and replaced him with African Champions League winner Wydad Casablanca's head coach Regragui. I believe that's how you say it, guys.
Let's just go with it.
We're just gonna go with
Let's
it.
roll with
Regragui,
Yeah.
and he comes in, but mainly this is because of the whole conversations at hand with Hakimi Ziyech. Hakimi Ziyech did not like him leading up to AFCON. He didn't play him, didn't give him minutes, and apparently there's a lot of turmoil. There's beef.
Straight up beef between the two guys, and ultimately it came with Ziyech just not playing, retiring technically. Mm-hmm. And this was crazy, is that the Moroccan Federation essentially said, we value Ziyech more than Hakimi Ziyech. That's effectively what they said, which going into this World Cup, there was reason to actually think maybe we need Ziyech at this tournament. Yeah. And so honestly, props to the Moroccan Federation.
Dude, yeah.
At the end of the day, it's a crazy thing to do, firing your coach 3-4 months before the tournament. But honestly, I think it was necessary, man. Because here's my whole just history with Morocco, just my whole personal history. So in 2018, if Senegal disappointed me, Morocco teased me. I got teased by Morocco in 2018 because, dude, going into that tournament, when I saw the squad that Hervé Renard had selected, I was like, this team could do something. This team could do something in Russia, man. But ultimately, bro, as you kind of said, they never really got going in that tournament, man. They struggled against pretty much every team that they played against. But then after the first half, then you kind of saw what Morocco could have been. So it just, over the course of 90 minutes, their game management was really poor, man. And I was just like, God damn it! If y'all could have just figured out your shit before the tournament, you guys could have done something in 2018, man. Yeah. And the thing is, not much has changed result-wise. You just talked about their exit in 2022. They were touted as one of the teams that was going to go to the semis, possibly lift the trophy in the 2022 African Cup of Nations, and they had a weird tournament, man. They underperformed in the group stage, and then ultimately they got knocked out, rightfully so, sometime in the knockout stage. A really, really lackluster AFCON, and honestly, the results after that were really weird too. It took the one game where I saw them play well against Congo to actually qualify for the World Cup. That game gave me a little bit of hope because they played phenomenally, winning that game 4-1 in Morocco. I was like, okay, if you guys can play like this, then you guys can actually do something here in 2022. But the firing of Hakimi Ziyech, I think, can actually make that a reality.
It's like, imagine in Mexico committed to firing Tata.
That's the first thing I thought about.
You know, that's exactly what I'm thinking about.
That's the first thing I thought about.
Like, if it's built up that much, if it's boiled that much to pull the trigger, I give props to Morocco for doing it, man.
Yep.
Especially because you see how Ziyech getting included into the squad yet again now. Finally back in his element, bro.
Yeah.
Finally. He actually looks a little free out there, man, because he ain't playing like this at Chelsea, bro. He's a little, there's a bit of drama there between him and Chelsea even.
Yeah.
But with Morocco under this new coach, at least in the friendlies from what I saw, he seems a little bit more comfortable, a little more laissez-faire, man.
Yeah.
Just slinging balls in, trying to feed his teammates, trying to just be a part of that potentially potent offense for Morocco. And so it could end up being a really good decision to get rid of that coach and to just throw him to the gallows, bro, because this new coach is seeing things differently, and he could be seeing something very positive if it ends up paying out.
Yeah, because if you think about it, if you are going to fire your coach months before the tournament, replace him with a guy who understands Morocco.
Yeah.
Replace him with a guy who knows Moroccan football at its core, and they did that by hiring Walid from Wydad Casablanca. Yes, he lacks, obviously, a lot of experience on a bigger stage, but again, he knows this team in and out. He understands Moroccan football, so if you need a guy to come in quick, know the language, understand the players, this is the guy. Yeah. So ultimately, really good decision for Morocco to do.
The dude
this.
just beat Al Ahly in the African Championship. Like that's
final,
the go-to guy, man. Like
go-to guy.
The best team in Morocco. I think it was almost like a natural selection to get him to pick him up after firing.
Yeah, like
Ali
getting
Hodzic.
Miguel Herrera in 2014 when we just needed a coach.
And so Hakimi Ziyech is back, bro. He's back. And I just say that with the little bit of happiness because there's a moment in time where I thought he was just gonna miss out on the tournament completely.
Oh,
man.
dude, I completely had convinced myself, Ziyech's just not gonna be here.
Yeah,
there's gonna be Morocco at this tournament, and Ziyech is not gonna be here. But man, and I'm so excited because he's needed, bro. Yeah. He really is needed in this team, and he can take this team to that next level.
And so we're gonna look into if his presence is something that can actually lift this team to potentially get out of the group. They got drawn into the group with Belgium, Canada, and Croatia in Group F, what many are considering the group of death because of the quality at hand for each of these teams, the potential for each of these teams. For now, we're going to analyze the squad. Let's look at who stands out for us in that goalkeeping position, the defense, the midfield, and the offense. This is assuming that they'd be in a 4-3-3 formation. Their go-to at the back has always been Bono, man. The dude does not give up his spot.
Yassine Bono,
yeah.
Excellent goalkeeper, has been popping off in Spain for years now. Obviously now playing at Sevilla. He's really, really good shot stopper, I think particularly. So Morocco, very blessed to have a keeper like Bono.
What's funny about Morocco and their backline is that, so far the teams that we've analyzed, Spain, Belgium, Argentina, Brazil, have relatively good center back options. But then there's a conversation about potentially maybe having weak fullbacks. With Morocco, it's inverse, bro.
It's inverse.
It's so weird.
It's clearly inverse.
Oh, it's clearly. And it's almost to a point where like the fullbacks might be the best pairing at the World Cup. In terms of just raw talent, man. Saiss is potentially going to be paired with either Aguerd, I hope that's that right, and Dari. Yeah. That's from what I've seen. It's between those three center backs, but I think for sure Saiss starts in that center back position. Yeah. And then you look outside. And that's where it gets interesting because Hakimi and Mazraoui, what a pairing, bro.
Dude, yeah, what a pairing to have on either flank, both Hakimi and Mazraoui. I could have Hakimi, bro. He's going to run this team from this right back position.
Yeah.
He's going to run this offense, which is ridiculous. In the AFCON, for as poor as
did that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. For as poor as Morocco was, the shining light by a long shot was Hakimi. When Morocco needed any sort of impetus from an offensive point of view, they got it from Hakimi. No other player really stood up to the challenge, man, and at the AFCON except Hakimi. And so I think him, and especially with Ziyech right above him on that same flank, is going to be one of the most deadliest flanks at the World Cup.
Yeah, I think so. That right side is going to be really strong. But you're right, dude. There was moments in that AFCON where he almost seemed like he was like a point guard. He just decided to keep the ball himself.
He was like a number 10, essentially. He was in the pocket, like spreading balls.
His ability to pull out a highlight out of nowhere, score an incredible free kick, or send a curling ball in. It's why he's considered potentially like a top 5 fullback in the game right now, and rightly so. And so that's going to be the biggest catalyst for Morocco, in my opinion, is Hakimi's performance himself.
Looking at that backline holistically, obviously you're going to get such good quality on either flank, especially on the offensive end, which I think can make Morocco very, very deadly if Regragui uses them wisely. But it's a little suspect when you look at the center back pairing, man. I'm going to be completely honest. So obviously you have the name Romain Saiss, a veteran on his day, but ultimately, kind of like how I talked about Kouyaté in our Senegal analysis, I think he's past it, man. He truly is past it from a like skill level point of view. I think he's good. He's still a good center back, but I don't know if I can rely on him to be the assured center back that Morocco needs to take them far into a tournament, man.
Yeah, I completely agree. But I would actually counter and say that I don't think that he's past it. I don't think he was ever past anything. Like I always thought that he was just kind of below par for the most part.
Yeah,
we saw him in the Premier League with Wolves, and he was there for a really long time, a part of those Wolves team. But I think a lot of the credit that he got from being part of that backline honestly came from his pairing with Connor Cody, who I believe is a better center back. So Roman Saiz is solid. He's solid. Saiz is solid if he has a good day. But considering he's a little bit past it in that he's going to be given that leadership role at the center back position, it's almost too much of a responsibility to ask of someone. Yeah. And the contrast between the quality of the center backs and the fullbacks might be too much, man.
Yeah, it's very glaring, honestly, when you look at it. And the thing is, it doesn't get any better when you look at his pairing if you're looking for solidity at the back and the center. Right now you have Aguerd, but the thing is, he's a little injured right now. Hasn't made an appearance for West Ham, but he has quality. If Aguerd is healthy and fully fit, I'm talking fully fit, then you can get reliance to the center back position. Not through Saiz, but through Aguerd. But the thing is, I just don't know where his health is going to be going into this tournament, man. I really don't. The backup to Aguerd is Achraf Dari, who has been playing a decent amount for Morocco, especially these last 2 years. He's been getting that call-up. He's been getting that starting position alongside Saiz. So as from an experience point of view, I think Dari will fulfill that role. But if it's Dari and Saiz, it's going to be a suspect center back pairing.
I think, honestly, the most secure position in this team, outside of maybe the fullbacks, is the presence of Amrabat, man. He has been Morocco's go-to defensive midfielder for the past 4, 5, 6 years, solidifying his role there and being a part of those lineups. Literally every time they play, he's always there. And I think he's going to be back here at the World Cup yet again to try to provide stability in that central mid, defensive mid position.
Yeah, I completely agree. And the thing is, I actually would extend this to the other two midfielders alongside him, man. I only see 3 Moroccan midfielders starting every single game for Morocco at this World Cup. It's going to be Amrabat in the middle, Unahi on the right side of him, and then Amala on the left side. Those have been the go-to midfielders. Even when Halilhodžić was coach, once he brought in Unahi, that was the 3 players that he went to in that midfield. It's the 3 players that are in form right now for Morocco, just even at club level. I don't see anybody else playing in these center mid positions, man. I really don't. If I can get a little critical here, I only worry about the fluidity of this midfield. I think tactically and technically they're good midfielders, but can they really involve themselves offensively to like really take on a team that bunkers in, or just take on a team that has quality at the back? Yeah. Does Morocco's midfield have the true quality to join in offensively with, for example, Ziyech, or whether it's En-Nesyri or whoever? I don't know if they really do. I see Amrabat as a holding midfielder, a guy who really likes to play sideways, and he's good at it. But is he a good guy from an offensive perspective? I really don't think so. And I see the same thing with Amala. He's technically sound, but does he get involved offensively? No, he really doesn't. The only guy who does is Unahi, and he's going to be an X factor in that regard because positionally, he's not an attacking midfielder, but he likes to make runs in the box. He likes to kind of roam around a little bit when Morocco have offensive possession, and I think if Morocco want to be successful, let's say if Ziyech or En-Nesyri is having a really bad game and they just can't break a back line, it's going to be up to Unahi to just say, all right, I'm going forward. I'm going up.
You bring up a great point with the midfield presence of Morocco. Let me just say some names. Kevin De Bruyne, Luka Modric, Eustáquio. That's who they're going to have to go against, man. That's who that midfield's going to have to be worried about. Yeah, I just said 2 of the greatest midfields in the goddamn game, bro. That's who they're going to have to be playing against and fighting against in that midfield, fighting for possession, fighting to not get the ball taken away from them.
Hell of a challenge.
It's going to be hell, man. And now you really got me thinking with that question of, is this enough to get you out of the group or to keep you competitive in these games, man, especially against teams that are, if anything, really strong in the midfield and maybe weaker outside. So, dude, I'm a little scared now thinking about this midfield for Morocco, man.
It's clearly, for me, their weakest link. Just holistically from a starting 11 point of view, man, this midfield really stands out as, do they have true quality, especially on a World Cup stage? I'm going to say no, ultimately.
Where they do have quality, though, is up front.
Oh, yeah.
Up front, they do, and it's at times been an electric quality, something that can be really entertaining to watch. The DR Congo being the best representation, but even that friendly against Chile, man, they hounded Chile, bro.
Yeah.
Hounded them, pounced on them, had them on the ropes the entire game through the striking play of Buffal on the left side.
Yeah.
Ziyech, his ability to just get past a player, a little bit of flair, or to send a really good ball in. And then Enesri, who's found a little bit of form with the Moroccan team, as well as at Sevilla. So you have three really good, solid options with the potential for maybe a little bit more if you're thinking optimistically. But I'm seeing your face right now, and it doesn't look optimistic at all, brother.
It doesn't, man. Like, man, when I look at this Moroccan front three, I see a lot of potential, but ultimately, I just see more disappointment. I'm going to be completely honest. I think their superstar clearly up front is going to be Ziyech. I have no doubt in my mind that he's actually going to show up. So if you look at just Ziyech, you get very, very excited, and you should be, because he is going to pop up. I actually like that you said that, because he is going to play a much more free-flowing role. He's going to be happy. He's going to be playing like he did at Ajax, man.
Yes.
Because that's the thing. That translation from Ajax to Morocco was nothing. He literally didn't have to change any style of his game. But going from Chelsea to Morocco is a big difference, man. It is a huge difference for him, because he just has not had the same freedom at club level with Chelsea, man. He really hasn't. So playing for Morocco, especially on the biggest stage, he's going to have a lot of fun out here. And honestly, I see Ziyech having a really good tournament from that perspective. But
he's already kind of on the market, bro.
This is gonna be an audition for him to get another signing or some shit, man. Absolutely. But when I look at who's next to him, man, I see a big drop in quality. A big drop. So I'm gonna start with, on the other side of the flank, Sofiane Boufal. Boufal is a fantastic player, an incredible dribbler on his day. But my problem with Boufal, man, is he's very inefficient, man. His efficiency rate as far as creating an assist or actually scoring,
he can be erratic,
low,
bro.
Dude.
He can be erratic.
He's super erratic. So if he goes off in the group stage, you can basically guarantee that he's not going to show up in the knockout stage, man, because he just doesn't have that consistency in him. He actually just doesn't. He's never had it in his career, but he's a baller. That's the thing. At the end of the day, Buffal's a straight up baller, man. So that from that point of view, it's very exciting to see him out on the pitch. Yeah. But on the World Cup, when you're playing against the biggest teams, you have to be clinical. You have to be. And Buffal is anything but clinical,
coin flip, man. It's such a coin flip.
It's a coin flip.
Yeah, golden opportunity. Does he put it in the net, back in the net?
And I couldn't
flip that coin, brother.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Heads or tails.
You can't bet money when Buffal has a chance. You cannot bet money on him, man. And that's a problem for me. Yeah. And then when you look in the center, it's low-key a Senegal type of analysis here, because dude, the number 9 position is lacking for Morocco, bro. Yeah. Lacking big time. Yes, Enesiri is with Sevilla. He does get minutes, but he just hasn't found the form that he had when he was at Leganés. Dude, when he was at Leganés, dude, he damn near scored 20 goals in a season, man. He's ridiculous. He's popping off. But he's just not that guy anymore. He's just not that guy. And what really pains me here is they did have a guy. Tisu Dali. They had him. Yeah. They had their number 9 that was going to pair up with Ziyech and that was going to make Buffal an assist guy. Because Tisu Dali could make a chance out of nothing. Unfortunately, he's ruled out for this World Cup.
Dude, African nations are getting fucked with injuries.
They're getting fucked right now, man. And it's pissing me off, because if Tisu Dali is in this front three, I wouldn't even criticize it. But
like that, huh?
Like that. Because it's frustrating, man. He was the difference in that Congo game. He was the absolute difference. Honestly, if Tisu Dali was not playing, I don't know if Morocco beat Congo, at least not as convincingly, man. He was fantastic in the game. Him and Unahi specifically. Those two guys popped off in that qualification game against Congo. And the fact that he's not here really hurts me, man, because, obviously, no matter who's playing, I want to see the best of the best, man. Yeah. And this is frustrating, because he really could have changed Morocco's offensive fate here. He really, just him alone. And it's really frustrating that the next backup, man, is En-Nesyri. It's just not good enough. It's not good enough. And for me, it just sucks, because now it makes this Moroccan offensive line just that much weaker, bro.
Yeah, and it kind of represents the team as a whole. It's spotty, man. Like, there's really good players in really specific positions. Yeah. There's nothing that at the end of the day adds to a really good overall product. So Morocco has some problems to solve, if there even is a solution. That's up to Regragui to figure out. But let's just say that maybe Morocco can heat up a little bit in this tournament. Maybe.
And there's a chance.
That's it. That maybe get hot, treat these other teams the same way they did DR Congo, and that they elevate themselves to potentially get out of the group. This is a team that only once in their history has made it out to the round of 16. Hakim Ziyech,
Yeah.
can he prove to be a catalyst in this team? Can he prove to maybe form a partnership with Hakimi as a killer right flank duo that can just pound on defenses, man, that can scare these opposing teams away and somehow find a way to pull out results, and that infecting the rest of the team? You got Boufal then playing maybe a little bit more consistent, maybe just balling, bro. And Nesri feeling that void, feeling that pressure on him.
I don't know if you can do it.
Amrabat being a solid, cohesive rock back there, a leader for his team. Saiz just getting hot for a few games potentially. Mazraoui continuing with his quality that he's already shown. Bono having a really good goalkeeping tournament.
Yeah, or Unahi taking this opportunity to elevate himself on the biggest stage. Because, I mean, let's be honest, playing with Angers isn't the most prestigious thing. But Unahi knows how good of a midfielder he is. Maybe he sees, like you said, gets inspired.
Yeah,
and really rises to the occasion.
The return of Hakim Ziyech does give me a little bit of a wild card approach when it comes to that offense, because we don't know what the offense truly looks like in a stage like this, because the AFCON offense that they had was a different team, man. Tissoudali and a different player on that wing. Now you have Ziyech back with a completely different number 9. It doesn't look great right now, but maybe there's that chance that something, some weird mixture, some weird connection can be created between these two players potentially.
And that's such an interesting take, because for me, that is the exact mentality that I went with Morocco going into 2018. Yeah. I looked at all the pieces they had. Yes, they weren't firing on all cylinders, but I was like,
I think there was more though. There was a little bit more chemistry with that team.
For me, yeah, right. For me, what it was the inclusion of Renard, who had joined up with Morocco to take this team to the next level. Renard obviously had a really good resume with other African teams, so Morocco brought him in to go far into the World Cup. So absolutely, from that narrative point of view, man, Morocco had a lot going for them in 2018, not just on the pitch. Completely agree, man. Completely agree. And so the thing is, it's kind of similar here. For me, it's a little similar in the sense that all the players are in pretty good form. Can they come together, though? Can they come together? They couldn't in 2018, ultimately, man. And the thing is, I'm a little traumatized here, because I just don't know if they can come together on the biggest stage, man. That's when they're going to decide to do it, because they just haven't done it since, man. Yeah. After 2018, like I said, they were super lackluster in the African Cup of Nations, man. And even in friendlies, they just haven't really shown themselves to be that team that I think they can be.
Dude, USA murdered them.
Bro. And it actually was still a good squad that Halilhodžić had picked at the time. So I'm just like, God damn it, man.
Yeah.
Like, the Moroccan players themselves just kind of choose when to show up.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating.
The whole team is
because
erratic.
they're just not consistent. But you're right. Can Hakimi and Ziyech inspire the rest of the team? They absolutely can.
They could.
We won't know until game day comes.
With them being in Group F with Belgium, Canada, Croatia.
It's such a hard group.
This is not an easy task, man. No. My ultimate prediction is that we are seeing a 4th place team at this tournament. Morocco does not get out of the group, and they end up in last. Because of that erratic nature, because of that spottiness that I had mentioned. Dude, like, even if I look at Canada, and I know people can harp on Canada for some of their flaws, but they're not as flawed as this team, man.
No.
Belgium isn't as flawed as this team. No. Croatia isn't as flawed as this team. This team just has way too many questions for me to confidently say that they'll be in 3rd or even in 2nd.
Agreed.
You throw in Tissoudali's absence, bro.
Oh, God.
It's a 4th place team in my opinion.
Yeah, I actually completely agree with that. The thing is, it's a 4th place finish for them, but not embarrassingly.
Okay.
I see this Morocco team actually performing here. But again, I have to criticize their spottiness, as you just perfectly put. So for that reason, I agree. They will be in 4th place, but I do think they'll have some good moments here.
Oh, yeah.
They will.
I think so.
I think they'll compete full on, but to win, man, low-key, it might be kind of like how Peru did in 2018, where Peru entertained. They entertained, but ultimately just couldn't get out of the group stage. I think Morocco could have a similar fate here, which isn't the worst thing. All I can ask is that Morocco do entertain, because they do have entertainers, bro. They have straight-up ballers on this team, and I think they will show up. But, dude, this group is so fucking tough. So, 4th place finish.
And that's what we got on Morocco. Thank you guys for listening, and let us know What do you guys think about Morocco? Are they going to make it out of this group of death? Are they ending in fourth? Do you agree with us? What do you think? Any players that potentially stand out to you, please let me know. I want to hear all of it as we continue doing these deep dives. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so you can be notified for when our next video is up. And man, I'm just excited because the World Cup is getting closer and closer, and we got a hell of a lot more teams to analyze, man. Shout out to any Morocco viewers out there that are watching us. Thank you for watching, and we'll see y'all again soon. Peace.